Hi, this is Dedi Sadagori. We're going to start with the introduction session for SolidWorks. So when you just open the program, this is what you're going to see. And if I click on the file here, create a new one, if I click the part, by default you'll see this one. Let's talk about the interface first. The one on the top is what we call the command manager. This is the command manager. You can toggle between the sketch, the features, the evaluation tab, okay, and you can customize it and add more if you need to. First, let's talk about the sketch. Sketch, if the one you need if you want to draw a sketch, either a 2D sketch or 3D sketch. And then if you want to put a line, what we call as sketch entities here, line, center line, midpoint, or circle, or a rectangle, you use this command manager. And then after you put the line or you put the rectangle, you want to put the dimensions, then you can use this button right here. Okay, this is the command manager. The one on the left is what we call the feature tree manager. By default, SolidWorks will give you 3 planes: front plane, top plane, and right plane to start your sketch, and also the point of origin, and you can apply materials over here. Okay, again, this is the feature tree manager. It also shows you the history from the beginning to the end. Let's say you built a model, the steps that you take to finish the model will be listed in here. Okay, so you can always go back to the sketch, the features, or someone, your coworker, can also see what you are doing over here. Okay, the one on the right here, right bottom corner, is what we call a status bar. It tells you what you are doing. Okay, the units. Now I'm on the process of editing the part. I'm going to start with the sketch here. I'm going to select the front plane and then start sketching on it. I'm going to draw a rectangle. There you go. I'm going to hit escape. Now let's look at the status bar. SolidWorks is telling me that I have an underdefined sketch, and I'm now editing sketch 2, and I'm working on the IPS, which is inch, pounds, and seconds. This is the units. We considered our sketch to be fully defined if everything is fully defined, meaning that we put the relations between the sketch entities, we also put the dimensions on it, and then we put the locations of our sketch in conjunction with the origin. Okay, and if you see here, you'll see there is like a small square here which is green. So if I put my cursor over here, it tells me I have a horizontal relations, I have a vertical relation here, horizontal relations, and then also a vertical relations over here. Now I'm going to put the dimensions. Click on it. You can put between the points. You can select points. Let's say 3, or you can select the line. Okay, and hit escape. Now if you see, I have blue lines on my sketch. It has a meaning. Okay, SolidWorks is trying to tell us several times. The first one, it tells you on the status bar, hey, you have an underdefined sketch. The second one is, hey, you have blue lines. It means that you have an underdefined sketch. And also look at the negative sign here in front of the sketch. If you have a negative sign in front of it, it means that you have a full underdefined sketch. So I already put the dimensions for my rectangle, but I still have an underdefined sketch. So the problem in here is I didn't tie, or I didn't put the location of my sketch in relationship with the origin. One of the way to do it is to grab one of the point on your sketch and then snap it to the origin. Okay. Snap it to the origin. I just created a coincident relationship between that corner with the origin, and as you can see, I have black lines now on my sketch. On my status bar, it says I have a fully defined sketch. And then if I exit the sketch, which you can do by clicking on this button, exit sketch, then I have no more negative sign in front of my sketch. The negative sign is very important because you can see it from outside the sketch, but the status bar and the color of the line, you have to go inside the sketch in order for you to see it. Now the sketch is done. I'm gonna go here and edit the sketch. I can also change it by double clicking on it. Let's say I'm gonna make a cube 3 by 3. Hit OK. Okay, so I have a 3 by 3 rectangle and I'm done with my sketch. Now I'm gonna hit the F key to fit everything on the screen. So you can select the F key and hit it to fit everything on the screen. Now I considered my sketch done. I just need to use my features, which is the extrusion boss feature, to turn this 2D sketch into a 3D model. I'm gonna click on it. As you can see, I can grab this. I can specify the thickness. I can make it from the mid plane. So I have a lot of options here. I can taper it if I need to. This is tapered inward. You can do it outward. You can do the thin features. So a lot of things you can do. And when you do the thin features, you can do reverse directions, which is the inside. This is the outside. You can specify the thickness. See that? But I'm not gonna do it now. I'm just gonna uncheck that. I'm gonna extrude it by 3 and I'm gonna do OK and F key to fit everything on the screen. Now let's learn how to use the mouse in SolidWorks. You can hold on the mouse wheel and then turn this model. Because it's a 3D program, you should be able to see your model from any angle you want. Hold on the mouse wheel and move your mouse. You can zoom in and out. Okay, you can scroll the mouse wheel up and down. To go back, you can hit the space bar and then select this isometric view. Yeah. You can hold down the shift key, hold on your mouse wheel, and then this is zoom in and out at one point. If you hold on the control key, hold on the mouse wheel, it's panning, so you can move it around. Okay. Now we have this one and I know how to use the mouse. Now we know how to start our sketch, we know how to put the dimensions, we know how to modify the dimensions, and then we can now able to convert the 2D model into a 3D model using the extrusion boss features. So I want to remind you that a feature is always based on a sketch. So if you do the extrusion, your sketch is hidden underneath the features. To show it, you just need to click the triangle here and you can see the sketch. You can right click on it and then edit sketch to go back to the sketch and edit it if you need to. The same thing with the features. You can right click on it and then edit the features, so you can always go back to the sketch and the features. Now the next step is we're gonna deal with multiple sketches. We're gonna put another sketch on top of this. I'm gonna select this face and start sketching on it. Let's say the goal is to make a cylinder on top of this box, and then I want to put the cylinder right in the middle of it. So to do that, I've created a new sketch on the top of the box. I'm going to draw a central line from this point to this point, and I'm going to hit escape, and I'm going to draw a circle, center of the circle, and I'm going to be patient. I'm going to wake up what we call object snaps. An object snap, if you put your cursor over here, an object snap will appear over here. I'm going to snap it and then draw a circle, hit escape, and then I'm going to make the dimension of the circle, the diameter, let's say 2, and I have that. Now the last thing to do is to extrude boss my cylinder by 2, hit OK, and I have that. Okay, now as you can see on the feature tree manager, now I have a second extrusions, and then if I click the triangle, it shows me that I have a sketch underneath it. Now I can also rename this. Let's say this one is a box. Okay, you can just click over here and this is my cylinder. Okay, now the next step is we're gonna deal with multiple contours. So I'm gonna select the front plane. I'm gonna start a new sketch on that front plane. I'm gonna put it right in the front. I'm gonna draw a polygon, and also I'm gonna draw a slot. Okay, now I have two entities. One is a polygon and a slot on the front plane, front face. What I'm gonna do, I'm not gonna worry about the defining this sketch. I'm gonna use my feature, extrude boss it. But this is not what I want. What I want is to select just the polygon and then extrude it by 2. So how do you do that? Because by default SolidWorks will assume you're gonna extrude both sketch entities. Now I'm gonna select the contour. I'm gonna click on it. Okay, and then I'm going to select the polygon. As you can see, I can select just the polygon. 2 is the thickness of the polygon. Hit OK. As you can see, now I have the polygon extruded by 2 inches. I'm going to do it again, so I want to make sure you know how to do it. Sketch 4, I just need to highlight the sketch. I'm not going to make another solid body. I want to make a cut, which is extrusion cut. I'm going to click on it. And then I'm going to again select the contour. You can select the contour by looking at the pink area. Okay. So I'm going to select the slot now by 1 inch deep. If I hit OK, now instead of making another solid body, I just made a cut, okay, to the model using the slot contour. Okay, I'm going to right click here. I can edit the features. I change my mind. What if I want to make it through all? I can do that through all. Hit OK. As you can see, now I have a hole on the model that allow me to pick from one side to the other side. Okay, next step, we learned about using the extrusion boss, and then we learn about how to use the extrusion cut. So we're going to learn about what we call the applied features, the difference between the features and the applied features. For the features, there's always a sketch underneath it that underlying that features, but the applied features, you don't need a sketch because you apply these features directly to a 3D model. For instance, fillet. I'm going to use the fillet. I'm going to select this edge. Let's make it bigger so you can see. And the difference is I can also put the edge here. I can reselect, unselect by clicking again. And if you select the edge, then that edge will be chamfered or will be filleted. But if you select the surface, as you can see, all edges will be filleted. Let's do that. If I hit OK now, as you can see, everything is filleted. So it's very similar with the chamfer. I can select this one, distance. I can make it smaller here, so easier to see. This is too much. 0.5. There you go. If I hit OK, I'm going to cut 0.15 and 1.2 inches. If I hit OK, there you have it.